Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're gonna dive straight into a bin of bad. I have to say I'm having an extraordinarily great makeup day, good foundation, things went on smooth, eye makeup is good. I'm feeling like, oh, like bows on my little dress here. And for some reason, I'm like, this is the wrong video to be filming. I'm gonna be talking like, this is bad, that is bad, this is bad. And all I wanna do is like sit and chat with you all about everything I used today for this look. If you guys wanna see more tutorials, let me know, thumbs this up, leave those comments. I am craving doing kind of old school, explain in detail, step by step, like not sped up, makeup routine, whatnot. Let me know how you feel about that. I'm excited that I'm starting like finally to feel like we are emerging into a new year. And I don't know, I'm kind of like, I put on this dress today and I'm like feeling a little more glamorous, feeling like a little more in the mood. So let me know where you're at with that. Today we are going to be trash talking some foundation that I will never use again. But also before we hop right in, I want to remind you all to subscribe, ring the bell, make sure your notifications are all the way on so that you receive a notification when I upload. And let's dive right on in. If we were to tour this top shelf behind me, I'm gonna ask you, what do you think you would find? Like, what do you think in your mind, what are Tati's favorite foundations? Because I bet you would be correct in saying, I'll give you a moment to hit pause, leave it in the comments what you think my top 3. We'll start there. Correct. CATRICE is definitely in a high spot. I don't know that it's number 1, but it is definitely up there. Number 1 still that I do not use every single day because I do want to give you guys an update. If you use it consistently every day of your life, because it is studio makeup, it is true coverage, like you are going to look beautiful, flawless, but it does have a lot of emollients in it, is RCMA. I love it so much, but I did start alternating it in with other foundations because I did notice, as I am a maniac with my skin and I look at it super up close, that I was getting a little more clogging than normal. Not to say that it made me break out or irritated skin, but I did notice a little bit of clogging, so I started kind of not obsessing as much. So we have RCMA, we have CATRICE, Dior Air Flash is a solid fave, SHISEIDO, Synchro Skin, and L'Oreal Infallible. I would say those are like a really good rounded out top 5. Hurrah. I will list everything, link everything below. If you want more details, I'll also put like corresponding videos. Anyway, I read your guys' comments and a lot of you guys are like, we don't want to hear it. Like we know what you like. And then I think, well, there are new people here all the time. Like maybe they don't know. The first item we have right here, I feel like I have just given CHANTECAILLE like the beat down this past year and I feel a little bit terrible about it because also there is the sweetest subscriber that used to work at Tom Ford. Shout out to Bellevue Nordstrom. Shout out to the makeup department. You guys are amazing there. Anyway, he was at Tom Ford. We would always chat and like really during my like year off, you guys, like side note, let's like cue up the violin music. I would go and like kind of sadly makeup shop and like kind of be like swatching things. And when I wasn't with James and we were in our great, you know, separation and like things were not going well online and I wasn't posting, like I would still go into Nordstrom and just kind of like sadly wander the makeup aisles. And a few of the people that work there, they're like, you got this, come back to filming. We believe in you. And it meant so much to me. When you are having like the worst time ever, a bad day, it doesn't matter if it is the barista at Starbucks, someone at a makeup counter, you can be anywhere, the bank, whatever. Interactions with one another, when we can uplift each other, so important. And there were so many days where just like small conversations helped me get through. My point is, this employee was a conversation that like touched my heart. He's so sweet and said some funny things to me. And then recently I like ripped into Chantecaille and yeah, I wandered to Nordstrom again and he like switched counters and I'm like, oh no, like, oh no, like did I offend you because you like are like at this counter now? And so like, I do have it like loyalty wise in the back of my head. I'm like, I should be nice. And then I'm like, but I don't think I'm going to be, so I'm sorry. I love you. I love Chantecaille, love their mascara, love their fragrance. Oh my. This is not it for me. This is the Future Skin Cushion Skincare Foundation in Nude. No, too expensive, not enough coverage, kind of pulls when you lay it down. I am a more true medium-ish to full coverage kind of a girl, so I'm demanding on what I like out of a foundation, but I do want to say also this you go through so quickly. I used it more than once. I didn't just use it once and go, ugh. Like I did try to love it because I spent a lot of money on this. You go through the actual cushion so fast. And I'm just not going to buy it again. It did not live up to the hype in my mind of what I wanted it to be. It just didn't give me enough product itself for the price. And it's a hard pass. I am exploring some of their skincare and the sample of the mask that I was given from the counter, I am going to purchase that. So there are some things from Chantecaille I love. This is not it. Cushion foundation, I haven't found one that I truly love in a long time. Laneige was the last cushion foundation that I was super obsessed with. They changed their formula and I don't love it as much. So if you guys have a recommendation for a cushion foundation that has a wide range of colors, let me know in the comments. All right, keeping it moving, you guys, I don't know what it is with this foundation. I've tried it enough to be like, never again. We're done. Now I love LANCOME, you know, there's a lot of products that they create that I think are fabulous. So I do want to give the, you know, normal disclaimer that there isn't one brand here that I'm like, and I will never use this brand again. Like, it's not like that. It's for me and my skin. This just did not work. So the LANCOME Teint Idole Ultra Wear. If you don't want to look like you have the life sucked out of your skin, I would not recommend this product. The problem I have is by the end of the day with this particular foundation, even though it stays very even and is very long wear, it doesn't patch apart. It doesn't really transfer, it doesn't really move. But for me, what I would find, like especially when whipping out like the camera phone, like I can really tell, like if I go to videos, I'm like, wow, what foundation was I wearing that day? Because that looks terrible. By the end of the day, it would just have my pores so much more enhanced, lines so much more enhanced. Like right here, I could see my 11s because she doesn't do the Botox no more. I'm struggling with that. I have I kind of want to go and do it. I don't know. Decisions. Anyway, I notice lines more now, and I'm noticing that I want to be careful with some of the thicker, more long wear products. So if product kind of moving apart and creasing is an issue for you and almost gumming up from it being a thicker, more full coverage, longer wear formula, like if that's kind of speaking to you, this one is not it. What I do think is a similar kind of formula, just even in the texture, in the coverage, in the feeling of it, in the long wearability of it as well, that wears much better is the Synchro Skin from SHISEIDO. It does have technology in it where it resists your creasing from kind of getting really crazy. Like I'm talking where the crease actually like it gets bare. Like if you're smiling, talking, laughing, making facial expressions, which we all do, you're gonna notice creasing, and some products are worse than others. This one is pretty bad on me. All right, Makeup Forever Reboot. This is a brightening, smoothing, firming, hydrating, evening out foundation. As much as I want to go super hard on this and make a joke and be like, oh, and I'm never using this again. Ew. This isn't like super terrible. It just doesn't do much. And the few times that I wore it, it didn't last on the skin. So can we tell? I am having a Goldilocks type of a video here. This one's too long wearing, it separates. This one didn't give me enough and was too expensive. And this one just didn't wear long enough at all. I mean, am I hard to please? Yes. Is this my job? Yes. Which a lot of people do like this. I just didn't think it did much. Like it just honestly, I've never had a good time with Makeup Forever foundations. They just kind of are a little bit sheer, and I want them to be covering more and not as slick. There's just something with the formula I have, like even with their Hall of Fame foundations, that I personally have never gotten along with. So this one is not for me. It's going bye-bye. But something newer from them that I'm wearing today that I would recommend to anyone that loves a good loose powder is their new Makeup Forever HD setting powder that is the matte formula. This does not, in my opinion, over mattify the skin, but it totally prevents a lot of the oils from pressing through to the top of the skin. It velvetizes the skin. Makeup Forever for me never jived with my skin as far as foundation. However, their powders, we all know the one that I use, the powder foundation press that I use as bronzer. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Are you over here? Love wearing it today as well. And then this is a newer favorite of mine. I love the lid. I love that you open it up like so. You have a ton of product right here. It just wears throughout the day beautifully without enhancing a ton of crunchy texture. Doesn't overly dry the skin out, but definitely gives you more of a velvet matte finish. Really, really loving this. And there's my like make nice for really not liking their Reboot. Okay, DERMABLEND Flawless Creator Multi-Use Liquid Pigments. You guys, this is just a hot mess express in a bottle. It is so thick and oily simultaneously. I can't even handle it. I wasted money, but I raved about DERMABLEND powder back when like no one was talking about this. I'm talking like 8 years ago in my old bedroom. I had done this beautiful moment with Allure magazine back in the day. That was my like OG I have arrived moment, and we got to pick out a bunch of beauty products from their famed beauty closet, and I was, oh my gosh, in heaven. I like left with 2 bags filled with product, and I got to try so much cool new stuff. And I remember one of my favorite things was a DERMABLEND powder. And ever since then, I've been a fan of that powder and some of their concealers, but I had never really gotten into their foundation because I just always assumed, oh, it's like way too much coverage. I don't need that. And I was right. This is just an odd texture because you'll see, oh my gosh, and it does not even, like I'm trying so hard to like get it to come out and it just, please, it won't, the dropper doesn't even work. This is like full coverage, but like slick, and it kind of dries down, but then it gets kind of gummy. Consistency is kind of weird. The bottle's weird. The dropper's weird. Cover FX had, I don't know if they still make it, they had these custom cover drops. The bottle feels very similar, and those, oh my gosh, 2 drops, your face is done. I used to obsess over those, and actually just talking about it makes me want to explore that product again. But I've been pretty like a-okay with foundation. Like I like my top 5, but that is another really good one. We're diving into one more drugstore item right here from JOAH, the Crystal Glow. You guys, I used this in a video and I was like, I'll tell you, I'll use it a little bit more and I'll let you know if I like it. I tried it again on kind of like a no makeup day. That's typically what I like to do if I'm just at home, which hello, most of my life. I'll put on foundation and just kind of see just how it held up throughout the day, doing different things with different powders on top, different setting sprays. Like I kind of geek out on some of that stuff, seeing what works, what doesn't. And the Crystal Glow is just kind of a puffy foundation that kind of almost has like a gel-like consistency to it. And it does that thing that drives me insane, where if you go like this and there's a little bit of sweat or oil on your skin, humidity, whatever, it will move. It doesn't want to like dial into the skin or like sink into the skin. Oh my gosh, who's calling me? It's Sabrina. Hold on. Hey. Yo. I'm so good. I'm actually filming right now. Do you want to tell my audience real quick what your favorite foundation is?
Oh, geez. Favorite foundation?
Yeah. Come on, working mom.
Okay. See here. Oh my gosh. I love my tinted moisturizers.
Your Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. This is like the same one that you used in our video that we filmed. Nothing has changed.
Mix them, baby. Mix them. You know, you can mix it with just a little bit of foundation and a little bit of tinted moisturizer. Oh, you know what foundation I like? Stick Foundation Hourglass.
Which one do you not like?
I'm going to have to get back to you on that one.
All right, well, we got 2 recommends from you. Those are actually 2 very good ones. The tinted moisturizer thing, you can rock your perfect skin and do that, and I'll just be shellacking mine over here.
Tarte also makes a pretty good one too.
Oh, okay, now we have 3. You just added so much content to this video. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
I will, I'll call you after I'm done. Where were we? So she had 3 really good recommends. I think that one of them we don't agree on. No, wait, we do. Okay, the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation, forget it. I will never wear that. It makes me look like I am wearing a face mask and not like, it shellacks me and not in a cute way. So that one's not for me, but I think she's talking about the rainforest of the sea because she's all into like the tinted moisturizer type thing. But I do have to say for stick foundation, the Hourglass Vanish is amazing. I gotta get that one again. That one is just like, wah, 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 wah. Take a brush. You're done. You are glowing and good. It's more hydrating, but very full coverage. Love that one. So where were we? We were talking about JOAH. It just was not for me. And then I will share with you guys, this is so funny. It's so funny. It's not that funny. I have foundation all over my hands. Hold please. I'm getting rid of a lot of makeup again for the new year because I'm hoping you guys say a prayer for me. I'm hoping to move. She needs more space. This is just not enough. In that moving kind of mode that I'm in, I'm going through bins of makeup and I'm like, do I really need this? No. And so I've kind of been cutthroat again, even though like my collection went from like giant to less giant to what I would consider minimal. We're like scaling it even more because then my hope is when I move to really go deep on exploring like brand new brands I've never uncovered. And I have just like different content style ideas and just all of that for the new year. I'm hyped up for the new year, by the way. What does she say? Oh, okay, Sabrina just texted and she said, when this working mom feels like being bougie, I love La Mer. Her and Erica both, they both love La Mer foundation. Okay, you guys, someone tell me you remember this tragic foundation that so many of us wore. All right, I wore this every day and I thought I looked so good. No, I probably looked crinkly and like dried out and I had cystic acne at the time and so it probably was even worse. Anyway, Dream Matte Mousse. Ladies, who is with me? Is this not like a horrific foundation? This is one that is still at the drugstore. It's still doing its thing. It still clearly has its followers. I am no longer one of them. I actually bought this to do kind of like a throwback type of a way back when makeup video, and I just never ended up filming that. And so now that I'm like kind of getting things geared up in my studio, I'm like, I just have to like show you guys this. This is literally like part of my high school experience. Oh my gosh. It's a mousse and it is thick. And the color range is kind of wah-wah, and it's just a hot mess, hot mess. I've rattled off one too many stories at this point, and I think it's time for me to go. I could continue, but I'm gonna shut it down because also my husband's taking me to go get Mexican food and I'm dressed up and excited. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please do me a favor and just take a moment to hit that thumbs up button. Share the video if you like. That always helps me out so much. I love you for being with me, chilling with me, leaving those comments. Go have a good one, whatever you are doing. I love you so much. And I will see you all in my next video. Mwah.